Well, welcome ladies and gentlemen to reassembling the Gilfin 500, which is a sea fishing reel. It's sometimes called a multiplier reel because when you have one wind on the crank you get several meters of line comes in, and that allows you to do fast spinning and withdrawing fish and so on. It is a very professional instrument, the Gilfin type reel, and there are other reels like this such as the Pen. They're quite hard to use unless you know what you're doing. It's not just like a straightforward drumline reel, it has lots of features on it, and I'll go through that later on in the video. So first we're going to start by reassembling the big gear cogs at the far end, and then putting the reel together piece by piece. And tune in, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video reassembling the Gilfin 500. As you can see, there's a sticker there, the old Gilfin 500. Okay, so in order to begin, we're going to need the following parts. This is the casing, which has got everything removed except for the ratchet spring and one of the oiling points, which is too difficult to take out. This has all been cleaned up, and this is the rim, which actually goes underneath this clicker, so you have to put that on first, otherwise you won't get it on essentially. And then you're going to need these parts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the spring, that's the lock washer, that's the nut, that's the handle, and that's the it's like a cam spigot. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so we start by taking the spring, should get that in focus, and putting it through the hole, like so. Okay, now it's difficult to get the handle on the outside once the spring is located, so what you need to do is put the spring on loose, and then we attach the handle to the other side while it's loose, and then we'll locate the spring. So we bring it round, and then we'll attach the handle. Now the handle goes down over the rim, alright, and also this steel rim, pressed steel rim, has to go over there first, otherwise you won't get it on. So there you go, that's where the handle goes. On top of that you've got a crimp washer, which is like a lock washer type arrangement, and quite a wide screw. So you just put that on finger tight for now, you don't need to tighten it down just yet. So you've got your thingamies on there, and your springs on there. So now you've got to locate the spring, which is done just by using a pair of pliers, and then make sure that you push that with the pliers right down into the corner like that, and it won't come out, and then your handle clicks over like so. Now this cam actually pushes a brass sheet over the gear mechanism, and we'll show you that very soon. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is reassemble the drag stack, and this is the mechanism which allows the fish to run when the line pulls. And so you can see here you've got a bearing which is crimped on, and it doesn't have too much wear, so it's okay to put that back. And then you've got a fibre washer which that rests upon, and then you've got the main winding cog. Now notice that there's nothing to stop the main winding cog from spinning around if it wants to. So you then have there's a fibre washer in there, which I'll show you in a second. There's a flatted washer, a fibre washer, sandwiched with an unflatted washer which has tabs on, and then you've got another fibre washer and another flat washer. So as you can see, there are flats on this here, and what happens is when you tighten up the drag adjuster, which looks like that, what essentially happens is these washers here are forced to turn with the spindle, and when you tighten that up it sandwiches this tab washer, and that tab washer has the tabs which fit in these little holes here, which makes this turn or not turn depending on how slack you've got this. It's a bit like a sandwich grip thing, you know. When you tighten it, it makes it turn more, makes it more rigid, and when you loosen it, it makes it slacker. So that's essentially why it looks like that. And so essentially, these are a very, very close fit. And when you try to push this on, for example, you will find that it's a very, very close fit. Very close fit indeed. Can be a bit tricky to get on properly. So there's a fibre washer already in the base of there, which I didn't take out, but I probably should have done. And then there's a flat washer, which is sandwiched between another fibre washer, which is a much lighter one. And then you've got your tab washer, which fits into the slots. So if you just carefully line that around until it fits into the slots there. And then you've got another fibre washer for the sandwich, and then you've got another flat washer. And then when this goes onto the real end, you will have on top of that some other pieces which we'll show you later, including the winder just here. So that's your friction stack assembled. So now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the casing. Okay, so we've got our stack assembly, and notice that the washer's falling off. We push the casing end over the top of it, and I'm going to leave it like that just for a second because I want to just show you something. This little piece here, this is the clicker essentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the nuts into the back like that, and then I'm going to put a little tab of tape over the top so it doesn't fall out, because I want to show you how this works. And then this piece here actually goes over the nut like so, and you can see how it kind of fits into the cog there. And when that turns, if I put my finger on it, you can see it. You can actually see it clicking there. So it's clicking nicely, and when it tries to go back the other way, it can't move. Obviously it'll be more rigid because that'll be bolted down, but that's essentially how that goes. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on that now. Okay, so next in the assembly, we're going to put a couple of springs in for the main drive cog, sorry, not bearing. And then we're going to put the main drive piece on. Now this is actually a loose piece, and it goes that way. You can see these. Let me just point that out. You can see these little slides here. They're specifically so this clicker can work here. This here, if you look at the end of the bobbin, you can see the flats. Those flats fit into that. That's what that's for. Okay. So our piece then goes over the springs like so. Now this is the slightly trickier bit. You mesh the cog in there, and you need to put the screws in from the back like so. And they do generally tend to stay where you put them, but there's a little bit of tape. Let's put a little bit of tape there just to make it a bit more difficult for them to escape. And the other side. Right, so now we're kind of in position. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on that. I'll keep that back in position again. Keeps jumping out. This is a bit of a fingers and thumbs exercise, I have to say. So you don't want to put too much grease on, but you want to have just enough so that it works properly. We'll now put some grease on the main cog too. Right, so the next piece you're going to put on is the final part of this ratchet mechanism here. That effectively goes across the top of there like so, and it slides down until it sits just in that, between those two pillars there. And then what we do is we actually slide this. It might be better to do it that way actually, just to hold that, clicking that item down. Slide this down over the whole mechanism like so. And you can see those screws already poking through. Now this screw, that one there, has no other function, so if we put that one in, it should hold it in place. Right, so now we're there, and it should all turn nicely, and it does. Clicker works, and that should move back and forth properly. So what we're going to do now is put the other screws in. Okay folks, so that brings us to the end of this video. Welcome to Avian Fish TV. Look out for more videos, and I hope you enjoyed watching.